everybody wishes for a better life, but if you want a better life, God will give you the opportunities. You just have to take them, like if you want to make a cake, universe will give you, for example, the butter, the sugar, like the different ingredients, like this white powder. I don't even know what's it called in English right now, but like universe will provide you with all those tools, but you need to take it and you need to bake it and you need to use those tools and those resources that we have. And that's like a key point to understand. I'm just out here in Poland actually right now. And I had a conversation about this and like thinking back about like 10, 11 years ago and how my life was and how I could have stayed there, in the same surroundings with the same people, doing the same things every single weekend, going out, like smoking and like, I don't know, going to parties, using party drugs, and all these things. And it's like, I could have stayed there and I could have had a nice, comfortable life, like making in a regular job. But I realized and I was able to handle the truth that my life gave me to be like, okay, do I want this for the rest of my life? Do I even want to do this next week? Or do I want to change and I want to level up? And for that, it's very important to go to that next level in all areas of your life. But step by step, what works for me might not work for you. But for me personally, it's like to focus on one area first. So number one, my first area I wanted to focus on is like financial education and financial literacy. Because I mean, first I started in like affiliate marketing, network marketing, and I wanted to learn like how to build teams. For me, it was never about like building and signing up a lot of customers. I wanted to have business partners because one customer is great and many customers are amazing to build a good foundation. But one good business partner will bring tens and maybe even hundreds and maybe even thousands of customers and distributors. So that was my main intention and what I wanted to do, because that's what I wanted to do when I built my first business in that sector. Then once we started to combine it with like trading and financial education, I knew I need to be financially smart. So like even to this day, like if I look around, I mean, I can afford like more or less what I want to afford. I wear like the pants that are like, I don't know, like I got like Sean John shirt, and t-shirt, which is, you don't hear me? It's lagging.
Yeah, we can't even see you. It's on the black screen right now.
You hear me?
Yeah, but it's lagging a little bit. But where are you?
Okay, strange. Then here. You don't see me also?
No, we can see you.
Wait 1 second. I will put.
Now you're back, I think.
Back. Yeah, I'm in the hotel Wi-Fi now because I was like online on my other phone with the hotspot. I think better like this.
Yeah.
But yes, when I started my first business, I was making six figures per year. I had six figures in my bank account. Mm. Before I even spend money on stuff that doesn't like directly help me or impact my business. And even to this day, obviously in some areas I spend more, but then on a regular daily basis, you gotta be true to yourself. And I spoke about this also on stage in Budapest because I think it's so important. Is a lot of people come into this industry and they make like their first like 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, not per month, but like overall. And they spend it on stuff just to show like, oh, look, I made it, but you didn't even made it. Like make 100K, put it in the bank, and then you can speak about like even making the first step to having made it. And that's the key, that's why a lot of people don't take people in this industry serious. It's like they're selling the dream but living the nightmare. They can't even afford like food like on a daily basis sometimes, but try to flex like the designer sunglasses or whatever. So make sure you're different than the rest, and not just everybody else that's not building a business. I mean, like, even look at the people in your community, look at the people like in this group, and start seeing like who does what right and wrong, and don't judge, but try to be better for yourself. Try to see like, hey, what's my best version of me, like 5 years, 10 years in the future, and how would he or how would she handle a certain situation. If you have a problem coming up, ask yourself like, how would Helen, or how would Emil, or how would Richard, or how would Maurice, or how would like anyone that you like and respect and look up to, like how would they react, and try to tap into that energy and try to make decisions based on that. And then you can have a long career, but also what's very important outside of that, in my opinion, is the way you position yourself. What I think I was always very good at, besides being real, being honest, asking questions. People don't find you like as an interesting person because you just tell the best stories. That's one part, But next to that, people like to speak about themselves. So you being interested in them makes you interesting, because people don't remember what you said. People remember how you made them feel. And if you ask the right questions and you ask smart questions, that's how you can lead any conversation, even in prospecting and recruiting in this industry, like even with people from other companies or like other industries, like salespeople. You just need to know like what's my advantage and what can I ask. If I'm speaking to a person that makes a lot of money in sales, but if they stop working tomorrow, they don't have any income anymore, I will start to ask like, hey, have you ever thought about making like residual income, passive income? Like, what do you do to like not work anymore in the future? And like things like that can be very, very powerful. And on the other hand, like branding and positioning is quite important, because to recruit, the best way is not just to go out and beg people for attention and beg people to check out your business. It's also how you can make people come to you. And some of the best people I recruited in this industry, I recruited by being there, doing what I want to do, being myself. And they would reach out to me, and they would think that, learning from me and working with me or doing what I do will give them a benefit. And for that, positioning is very, very important. Your brand, at the end of the day, it's like an entity. Think about it with me. You have this Richard that you maybe think about, that you maybe see on social media or that you see on stage. Then you have the Richard you see now, and it's like maybe a more down to earth person, and a person that you can like see and touch, and who's like your friend from next door. And then also you have the person that I am in like real life, like if we don't even have any business relationship, like the one you would meet if you come as a guest to my restaurant and we don't even do business together. So think about it like your brand, your entity, what you are creating, it's living. It's like, Phil Knight created Nike. Nike became a basically person of its own. It became an entity of its own, and it will grow and evolve over time depending on what you use to portray yourself, what you portray your like brand, your online persona, and so on and so forth. And people will see that, people will pay attention. And that's something I want to talk with you today, because you need to evolve over time. And you need to ask yourself, like, how much have you evolved the last 3 to 6 months? And if you've been stuck maybe in one position or one situation, maybe it's because you weren't willing to make the necessary steps to go to that next level. Because it's always the same thing. It doesn't matter if you're selling insurances, houses, building a business in tech, if you're building business with IM, if you're trading, if you build an online store, it doesn't matter. It's always the same things. And you just got to make that step. So what I personally always tried to do and did and portrayed to people is I look at other people's brands, and I look at other people's personas, and I see how I perceive it, what perspective it gives me of those people. And I try to learn, and I try to take like cool things that they say, where I'm like, oh wow, I agree with that. It's not like I'm stealing information from someone else. Makes a post, a status, a quote, or whatever, and you're like, yes, this could have been from me, or it's like something that I resonate with. And then just like keep it and share it, and use it for the future. Always learn with the intention to teach. Always save something with the intention to share it with other people. And audit other people's personal brands and look at it and really take the best from it, but also learn from what what you think they are doing wrong or what gives you the wrong vibe. Because people, usually that come to me and people that I vibe with and people that are like on the level that I'm at, we usually dominate whatever we do and not, it's not this like, like back in the day, like, oh, I need to prove myself or whatever. It's like I just naturally, like at this point, I attract like the best people in like crypto industry and like fashion industry and like whatever I'm interested in, because whatever energy and whatever frequency you're on, that's what you're gonna attract. And I love to study people. I love to study ideas. I love to study like creativity and artists and things that inspire me to like create something new. And I always get inspired by the best of the best, even like in the beginnings of my career in this industry. I used to study like the great athletes, like best basketball players, football players, what makes them different. Because Lionel Messi, he has supernatural talent, but also he's a hard worker, and also Cristiano Ronaldo, same thing. You can learn from those people. And I'm not the person that's here to argue with you or anyone who's better. I'm just like learning from greatness, you know what I mean? And that's much more important. Like, look at the distractions in this world, and you see it. The media is there to grab our attention. That's why they say you pay with your attention. The longer you spend on all these platforms and the more you pay attention to like these celebrities or whatever, the more likely you are going to spend also on their products or on their advertising at some point. Just look at them, enjoy greatness, take greatness from it, get yourself on that frequency and know you can do great in whatever you do. It's like the things I'm doing right now, like you guys wouldn't even comprehend because I don't even get it. I'm like doing stuff right now and I don't even want to speak about it because I want to execute it, and then you're gonna hear about it anyways. It's like it's crazy. It's just like different things. And that's why I believe like in anything in life you can level up and dominate if you follow those success formulas, if you study the grades and you're willing to handle like the truth and you're willing to give yourself the truth about everything around you. So it's quite important to get the message out. Like if you check my social media, like even 2015 when I barely started, I tried to write the texts that would inspire my future self and it would inspire people. And at the time, I didn't have anyone to inspire. I had like 300 followers or something like that. First you build yourself, first you build your house, first you get the message out, and then the people will come to listen to you. And you have to kind of be the best in your industry, not to compete with anyone, but just you want to be the best. When I started in this industry, in like my age group, under 30, I'm still 29 now. The most successful marketers, they were making like maybe 10,000, 15,000 per month. And after 2 years, 3 years in this industry, I was making that per week. You know what I mean? And not even, it was not my intention. I wanted to do 1 million in 10 years. And I did it in like 4 years, So it's like once you go on that path, the results you can get might get much higher than what you ever expected when you study greatness and you don't focus on who's better between Messi and Ronaldo. You just look at what can I learn from Messi, what can I learn from Ronaldo. Ronaldo, hard worker, but a big talker. Messi, a quiet worker, and a humble G when it comes to that. And you can learn from both, try to be the best version of yourself, try to be the best version of themselves. Also what you can do for the future. And for most of you, it might not be interesting right now, but for some of you it can be already interesting and people do it, is get on podcasts. Like I'm speaking not just to your current self but also to your future self. And I don't even do that many podcasts. I just got invited by the biggest German TV show to interview me for 20 minutes. I declined. Like most of the attention I don't even want, because I want to build like valuable projects and be involved in valuable rooms and valuable tables. But for you right now to build your brand, I used to go the extra mile. I went on podcasts. I co-authored a book with Jack Canfield, and it was all more like time, money, and energy investment. It was not something that immediately repays. I didn't really make a profit on that book, but I made a profit on the return on investment for my brand. It's the same like that. Like, what type of brand are you going to build? Like, who are you trying to influence and how you're going to influence people? So be known for whatever it is you do. But first, obviously, you got to execute. You cannot be a P6 making like, I don't know, plus trading 1,000 per month and get on a podcast and talk about being like the craziest online marketer. But it's a step-by-step process, and I don't just want to teach you like the basic things. I want to teach you what might be relevant 6 months or 12 months from now. So the problem with most people when it comes to this is this: your brand is like all over. Like you're not like carefully selecting like who I put myself with, what do I post, who do I post with. I could post like so much, but I'm so careful also with what I show, who I show myself with. And the reason why you're not getting like any valuable people reaching out to you, podcasts, speaking engagements, PR, or all this stuff is because you're not marketable yet. And it's okay. You're not pitchable at this moment, but you will be. And that was at the same time. And then people reach out like, hey, 2017, I've been on this like a TV show in the United States. 2019, like German TV contacted already me and made like a YouTube documentary about me, which at the end was not necessarily the best image that they portrayed me, because you know how media and like government don't really like our industry. But at the end, I was in rooms, my name was dropped that I didn't even know and I didn't even walk in. Like 2019, this documentary about me came out. And now Pro7, which is kind of like the only cool TV station in Germany that we have, they have this show called Galileo Knowledge Magazine. It's like the only show I used to watch when I was a child, where you actually like learn something and they have some interesting stuff, but still like TV bullshit. And they want to make this new series like how to make money young and how to inspire young entrepreneurs. And they already had one guy. They're working on like a 2 episode pilot episodes. And this girl, like, she messaged me, like she sent me an email. She tried to reach out over other people 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, I will speak to you. I speak to her 1 hour. At the end, I decided not to do it because she was like, yeah, the magazine, they know you for years and they really want to know like what's going on with you. And I'm like, I don't even need that. But I have a friend who's younger than me, who made more money than me, who's still in Germany. He drives a Bugatti at like 27 years old. He just gets his second Bugatti this year. Maybe that's the guy you guys want. And I connected them and now they're working on this episode I was supposed to be in. But that's the thing, at some point you want to be marketable, you want to be on these shows. Then at some point you're going to get there because you build yourself up and you made the results. And then the next step is maybe, at least that was for me, like you don't even want to be there anymore because why need that attention? I don't need any investors. I don't need anyone to reach out to me. Like I want to teach and like develop the next generation of entrepreneurs. I don't want to be the main guy. I don't want to have a business that's relying on me. I don't want like Sweden to like, be growing because of Richard. I want you guys to grow because of yourself, because that's the only thing you can take. I might die next week. What are you gonna do then? So that's the key, and that's how you should also build your organization. Don't just make it about yourself, make it about the people. Don't just say it. Be honest to them. Like some people also need that kick in the ass, that what's being a leader means. A leader doesn't just mean you lead by examples. You do the stuff that nobody else is willing to do. You're not a leader because you have followers. You're a leader because you go. You know where you want to go. You just go. Whoever follows. I come from like small village. I have more active autoships in this business for the past 5 years than I have people living in the city I was born in. You know, who can say that? Not too many. And I know it sounds harsh in like some ways, but let me be clear. Like most people just they don't think about how they position themselves and how their package looks to the public. And that's why you don't get the traction. That's why you don't get like, this like momentum that you want, because you're going from following the masses to starting a business to then follow the masses in that business again, and that's not how it works. And another problem is also there's a common misperception about PR. Like, sometimes in the beginning you need to invest in your PR, so make money in your business and reinvest that business in your image, in your public persona. And people think you need to be like a superstar, or you need to be at the level where I'm at right now to like go on magazines. Mm. But actually, my first like news articles that I was featured in and stuff, even in the United States, where I wanted to expand my business and be more of a global brand and player, was when I was making like P5,000 money, I would say. P5,000 money when I first started to invest in like PR and network in that area. And sometimes you also need to pay for these articles. Like, don't even think that people are in like Forbes because they're like billionaires. all these like networkers and traders and all these other people like the online gurus and coaches, like they pay for that. You don't get on the front of Forbes because you have a nice smile, or your hat looks nice, or because of your beard. You go because you pay to play. And people just don't tell you. Like they're literally featured in some magazine and they're like, oh yeah, I'm so blessed. Like, no dude, you just paid like 3K to be on there, and it's totally fine. That's how the game works. There's not many people that teach you how the game works, and you need to know how the game works to play the game. Simple. And it's not just for the big players, but you need to obviously have the results and the budget, like not just because maybe your family has money, start to put yourself in like some local magazines and be like, oh, new entrepreneur talent, like is like crushing it when you have like 5 customers in your business. Like, come on, be real. First point I said, be real, be real about yourself, be honest to yourself, be honest to other people as well. So I want to debunk this myth, at the end, like with the right belief in the message and the truth, anyone can leverage PR to elevate your personal brand. And that way you can also take higher prices. When I started doing that, I had people reaching out to me. I was speaking on stages I shouldn't even have been on. I got one time, like one speaking engagement. They paid the business class flight. They paid for my hotel one week, and they gave me $15,000 for 15 minutes speaking. I didn't even need to post anything. I didn't even need to be affiliated with that company or anything. And sometimes you have to take that risk. Sometimes you have to take that flight. But, it's the things you do to build yourself and go to that next level. So on that, you can learn a lot. You just like for the direction, how you position yourself. I guess you're like getting what I'm trying to say. Also humanize your journey. you know i I was not always the best at this, because sometimes people think everything just came like super easy to me. But especially in the past, like I still have all my posts up that I ever uploaded. I think I just have one post ever like archived. you know Even like in my story highlights, you will find like things from the past and how I'm like sitting in the car and just like real talking, about like what I believe is important and how to look back and how to just be yourself. And be confident in that. That's very key, to not just love yourself, but respect yourself and trust yourself and just be that. It's funny, the more I'm comfortable with myself, the more I elevate myself as well. And now I don't even want to show people anymore. Like, I'm probably producing the best content I've ever produced in my life, also like from the events and from the travels. I don't even feel the need to post it anymore. It's kind of strange. But I want you guys to like take that over. I want you guys to realize like what type of opportunities you have, and I want you guys to be, you know in that mindset where you raise your standards and you understand you deserve more, but you have to go out and take it. We're in the jungle. In the jungle there's certain rules, but don't think it's a zoo. Don't think it's a zoo. You have to go out and like earn your spot. Like, you don't get anything for free. And if you wait, somebody else is going to take your spot. It's important to have like real expertise in what you're doing. Like, I studied the industry, I read all the books about networking. I'm networking with like the craziest people now. Like, craziest people. You wouldn't even know the tables I sit at. You couldn't even pay to get there. And it's not even because I'm so special or anything. It's just like I built a solid network based on what I learned from my billionaire mentors. It's like character and competence, key levels. Keep a good heart, be true to yourself, do the right thing, even if it takes sacrifice, and be competent in what you do. Be an expert in your field. Go the extra mile, know what's going on. And if you're an expert, you also walk with much more confidence. Also, when you get approached about problems, you just know where you're going. There's no left, there's no right. Ask yourself how I can grow now, how I can grow my business, and then do it. And do that for 1 year, do that for 2 years, do that for 3 years, and watch how everything changes. It doesn't mean just like reaching out to people and doing calls all the time. It's literally sometimes like sitting in bed, laying in bed and reading a book. It's also like who you surround yourself with. That's key. That's key. Also, who you date, and all those things. And to top this off, because I have the next meeting now coming, it's I want to give you the six like kind of like the strategy what you can do to go basically build a crazy business in this industry. Let me check this. It's called the 650 to freedom. Yeah. And I used to do it in a different way back then, because I don't have specific numbers and I try to get caught up in these numbers. But I know a lot of people they need this. A lot of people they just need like, okay, this is what I need to do and this is what I'm gonna do. It's this like employee mindset that you sometimes still have. In business usually it's going all in and you shouldn't even have the time to like cry about it. It's like you take the responsibility and you go out and do it. But the requirements for success in this specific industry, especially to build like the right distributor group, is super simple. You need to have burning desire. You need to find something that you're going after. It's a worthy ideal, how Robert Greene and Napoleon Hill call it. It's like something where you're like, if this happens the next 10 years, like I would do anything for that. You have to obviously be a hard worker. You need to know what direction you go. You need to have the long-term goal. You need to have a direction that you move on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And you have to stay humble. Like I meet people and they think I would be like the most arrogant person ever, but I know like for me, a lot of things that happened in my life, it was like hard work, direction, and being surrounded by the right energies and not doing big mistakes. Not messing up opportunities, not overplaying myself. If somebody offers you a seat at a table, and it's a valuable table, don't ask which seat you get. Don't look at this guy. Oh, he has a better seat than me. No, just like sit at the table, shut up, and listen. It's quite important. And besides that, there's no other requirement besides putting in the hours and putting in the presentations. I used to do presentations multiple times per week after work when I was working a job, every time on the weekend, as much as I could. We even did presentations when no single guest showed up. Why? Because practice makes professionals. Okay, so even if it's like three of us distributors inviting and nobody shows up, we would still present and give each other feedback. Like how can someone grow without training and without feedback? So for the strategy and the numbers that you need to do, it's kind of like this. The product and the service is the same. I have the same product and service as you have. You even have like the same as anyone in the company. Doesn't even matter, just me, Emil, Helen, all the top earners in this company. We have same service, same thing to offer. So why do people sign up more with this guy or with this girl than you? You need to ask yourself that question. Number two, it's opportunity and compensation plan is the same for everyone. And I asked myself this question back then in my first company. Alex Morton was not even a top earner. It was like top 15, top 20. So kind of like a chairman 100 in our company now, making less money even at the time. I was like, why do people join him, not me? And there's still people who have people like Alex Morton in their organization. Like, wow, it takes time, it takes desire, it takes commitment. And the only variable in this whole conversation is you. That's the only thing interchangeable, you know? So according to direct selling news and statistics developed over the last years, it's like you need 13 presentations to sign up one distributor. Some people say 7. Go with 10. You decide the number. You can track the number if you want, you know, but usually it takes like 7 to 15 presentations to sign up one distributor. And some people show up to multiple presentations, but on average. And 10 distributors you need on average to find one leader. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's maybe just 3. But you signed up a few distributors, you know that not every third person is a leader. Not even every third person pays their authorship like 3 months in, because people like to give up. They're used to quitting. They used to hope for movies that like somebody comes and rescues them, like, oh, Batman comes and everything's going to be good. No. And you need 5 leaders to become financially free. And this number, I would agree 100%. 5 personal lines of leaders, 5 personally sponsored, or 5 new people. Maybe sometimes you don't sponsor a leader, but a leader comes from that line. Minimum 5. And we have a plan of 3 legs. So maybe even go for 6, 2 in each, and you're gonna be good. So you do the math. If you say like 10 to 13 presentations to sign up one, and 10 distributors, and then 5 to become free, is like 400, 500, 600, 700 presentations, something like that. If you do that, you're going to be expert in your field. You're going to be marketable. You're going to be good at what you're doing. You're going to have signed up a lot of people. And I'm saying it doesn't take like 10 presentations to sign up a customer, but like distributor, like a real distributor, you know, like people that also take it serious. And yeah, like 500 presentations. If you do that, you know, your life is going to change. And then you can build on top of that and go anywhere. And how much does it take you to do 500 presentations? You know, I used to do like 2, 3 presentations per day. That's why I used to jump around other people and get results in a short amount of time and even higher than I ever expected versus those people that need 10 years to do those 500 presentations. That's like not enough. You know, if you don't work hard, you're not going to see results. It's not enough to do one presentation per week if you want to become big in this. So think about it. Think about what's your goal. Think about what's your worthy idea. Be willing to put in the work, shape yourself the way you want to be, go in that direction, and then just break down the numbers and develop your own strategies. You know, I didn't get to where I'm at by just following other people and their strategies. I started to do my own, you know, and yes, that's quite important. Let me see what was this message? 2 to 3 human in real life, or is the video fine? I don't know what you mean. I mean, a video is not a presentation. You send a video, that's the minimum amount of work that you can do. Literally talking about like building a relationship with someone and then get to present them. Like the best way you can always do is invite them to a big event. You know, that's where they get the full picture. If you can do that, do a face-to-face meeting. Don't be scared. Don't hide behind social media and Zoom. You know, like go out and meet people. You build your brand and you build attraction and you build a funnel by being online. But like I talk with the people on the phone, if they're far away, or I meet them in person preferably, and you do the presentations in person. In person. That's how you learn, that's how you grow, that's how you adjust, that's how you know how to react in certain situations. That's how you get the feeling for what information is key for people, what catches their attention, what moves the room in the right direction, and then you become an expert. And when you become an expert, you're going to have expert results. And if you have expert results in this industry, your whole life is going to change and you can be whoever you want to be. Thanks for your attention, guys. You know, I hope you took some valuable notes and informations. And I hope for everyone that's on the incentive, you have an amazing time. I really wanted to come out, but I had some scheduling issues and I actually wanted to do like 2, 3 events and incentives in that time frame. Somehow didn't work out, but I also wasn't announced. I do my best to be on the next one if I know already upfront about it and plan it in. And wish you guys a beautiful evening, beautiful night, or beautiful day wherever you are. Keep grinding, you know, and let your light shine. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, brother, for jumping on, giving this insane value. Super, super grateful. And I took a lot of notes and I am super excited to apply this information now. And I hope everyone in this group now are excited to go out and do these presentations one-on-one, meet people, hotel events, coffee shops, wherever, and just go out and put in this work.
Perfect, brother. Take care. Good night.
Thank you so much. Bye. That's really why I love this industry. We can have someone like Richard Büttner showing us the way, giving us the exact blueprint, what he was doing, 500 to 600 presentations, meet up those amount of people, take the decision. How long time does it want to take you to do that? Are you the person that's going to do this the next 2 years or the next 10 years or the next 15 years? It's up to you. And that's how you control your business. That's how you control who you're going to be. That's how you control how big your business is going to be, because everything is in your own hands. And that's why I love this industry, because it's only the people that really want it bad enough that are going to go out there and make it happen. And I just want to clarify one small thing. This is the first call in this group, but for the future calls, we want to level up the leadership. As we said, we want to take this business to the next level. So it's important, even if you're on trips, even if you're whatever you're doing, like plan your days, schedule days and make sure you can sit down and take notes. So you're not out walking, you're not in the car, you're not doing anything else while we are on these calls. It's like 30 minutes to 1 hour a week. We're having this leadership calls with you guys, P600 and above. So make sure that you take this decision for yourself to really pay attention this time. Next week, we will have Julian Kushner himself on the call. And if you're not P600 in back office, you have until the next call to secure that rank to go out there, get that done, because this, as I said, this is going to be a leadership group where we really level up the leadership, where we really put in the extra work, put in the extra hours. So you should be able to take responsibilities for your 10 customers in your organization and keep that organization, having that rank in your back office, doing this, the Slight Edge. If you haven't read the book Slight Edge Extra or the Slight Edge, I would highly recommend that book. And it's something that we all should apply in our business, in our day-to-day life, because if we all doing the Slight Edge, our life will be the next level. We all will be able to come. Like, I highly believe, due to the mentorship we have, due to the acts of the people we have, you all can be the next Richard Büttner. You all can be that next Chairman 50. You all can be that high level of entrepreneur within every single space that you have a desire to be. But it starts with you. Everything starts within you. Everything starts at you doing the small extra things on a day-to-day basis for yourself, for your organization, but especially for yourself. So I am super grateful to have every single one of you here tonight, and see you next week. And yeah, have an amazing Friday. And I hope that you guys took notes and are ready to go out there and apply this. And I will say peace out, much love, and ciao, ciao.